What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history, in recent American history.
Well, our next guest just won the Republican nomination for the Senate in Ohio with the endorsement of former President Trump and the support of MAGA voters. So how does he feel about the president calling his voters extreme? Joining us now is JD Vance. JD, congratulations. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
You bet. So you heard President Biden there calling MAGA supporters the most extreme group in U.S. history. I think this is his deplorables moment. This is a president, by the way, who's embraced the radical left, their socialist agenda, groups like BLM that have called for defunding the police, et cetera, et cetera. So as you head into the general election, how do you plan to reach out to independents and Democrats upset with the radical agenda that this administration has put forward?
Well, I think you hammer the fact that Joe Biden has been a failure, and of course his proven stooge, Tim Ryan in Ohio, has voted for him 100% of the time, voted with him 100% of the time. At the end of the day, the reason that Biden is attacking MAGA voters or attacking conservatives writ large is because he can't talk about his own record. His own record is, of course, skyrocketing inflation, a border crisis that's flooding Ohio with a lot of illegal drugs and a lot of misery. So Joe Biden can't talk about that stuff. What he can talk about is demonizing half the country. He did that with the vaccine mandates, by the way. It's the constant theme of the Biden administration is when he's in trouble politically, he talks about his fellow citizens like they're sewer rats. I don't think the people of Ohio are going to fall for it.
You know, JD, you will now be facing off against Democratic Senate candidate Tim Ryan. In an interview yesterday, Ryan said there should be no limits in how late a woman can have an abortion in her pregnancy. I mean, how big of an issue do you think this is going to become in light of the Supreme Court's potential ruling? How big are you going to make this a part of your race?
Well, I'm proud to be 100% pro-life, and we're going to make it a big part of our race because as much as the media tries to put us on defensive, the Democrats are the real radicals on this issue. I mean, look, it's one thing to disagree with my pro-life position. It's another thing to defend abortion up to 40 weeks. I mean, this is a level of barbarism that even very progressive nations in Europe, I mean, don't allow to happen in their countries. And certainly in Ohio, we don't want that to allow that to happen here. So I think we're going to hammer Tim Ryan on this and on a lot of other issues. What Tim Ryan will try to do is run as a moderate. And what we have to do is actually tell the truth about him and his record. I think if we do that, voters are going to reject him and reject him in a very big way.
Well, speaking as running as a moderate and rejecting things, Tim Ryan was awkwardly answering a question about whether or not he wanted President Biden to campaign for him. And he sort of was like, well, I'm going to run my own race, and I don't expect Biden to come into Ohio much. So, one, do you think that Biden should come in and campaign for him in Ohio? And secondly, I'll ask the same question of President Trump to you. Do you want President Trump to campaign for you in Ohio?
Well, certainly would love for President Trump to come and campaign with us in Ohio. He's very popular. I think especially in light of the Biden administration's disasters, he's even more popular than he was a few years ago. The thing about Tim Ryan is, I mean, look, I'd love for Joe Biden to come and campaign with Tim Ryan. I'd love for Kamala Harris and AOC and all the other radicals to come and campaign for Tim Ryan because it highlights, again, how much that agenda has failed normal people in this country. I understand Tim Ryan maybe doesn't want it and maybe doesn't want to be reminded of his own record. But look, skyrocketing inflation, skyrocketing drug overdose deaths, an extraordinary economy in crisis. This is the record that Dems have to run on, even if they don't want to.
So I want to talk to you about this because the super PAC that supported you has been a point of conversation because of the success that it gave your campaign. Although Politico Playbook this morning said the opposition research that was designed to help you also includes information that could be used against you by the Democrats. So how concerned are you about what they will do with this information they have access to?
You know, not at all. I mean, we knew this information was going to be out there. The Democrats are going to try to attack me for being successful. And I think most Americans, they don't hate success. What they want is leaders who actually ensure them to have success, them to have opportunities. So at the end of the day, I'm not that worried about it. We know the Democrats are going to spend a ton of resources trying to destroy me. I think you guys know as well as anyone, the left-wing media hates me. It's sort of an irrational thing with these guys. So I'm not at all surprised by it, and I'm not worried about it. At the end of the day, the race is about what can Tim Ryan do for Ohio? What can I do for Ohio? And that's a debate we're going to win in a big way.
All right. JD Vance, thanks for being back with us. Look forward to checking in with you a few times as the campaign trail continues.
Absolutely. Thank you both.